Alright guys, we're here back at the spot. Not the best viz, but to be honest, way better than a few days ago. At least I can see where the rocks are, because last time when I came I couldn't even see where the rocks were. But yeah, it's gonna be pretty fun. So yeah, we'll see how it goes, eh? Alright, so this day was a afternoon mission after work. Weather was just too good, and I was craving for those crays after catching those previous ones. I really wanted to go back and get some more, so yeah, came back. The water's so much cleaner, low tide, ideal, making everything shallower. Straight away found those crays, and the crays that I found this time was definitely bigger, especially the one on the right side. That was definitely one of the bigger ones. So I was getting pretty excited because obviously those crays looked pretty big, and I really wanted to take them. Doing some inspections to figure out a best way to grab them. I was a bit worried about the fighting claw, so I'm trying to put 2 gloves on, but I soon realized that that means my left hand is going to be pretty much useless, so I put it back on. So right here I'm just trying to grab the cray as usual, but again, as usual, I'm pretty bad at this, and the bigger one, I wasn't deep enough, so it just went back. So straight away I grabbed the one right next to it. It was kind of like dumbing out. It was just right next to it and being a little bit stupid, so I just grabbed it straight away, which was pretty good. This was definitely a bit smaller, but it's definitely a good size for me to take home and eat, and I wasn't gonna give up on the big one anyway, so I went back down, and obviously, you know, the big one went straight back, and then all the sand and stuff was starting getting stirred up, and I couldn't see very well, but I knew this rock quite well, so I was going back and forth, because there is another hole right behind the rock where I could see the big one got stuck into. So I was sticking my hand in through the other hole and the front, back and forth, and I was trying to move the cray. The other hole on the other side was pretty small, so the cray was too big to escape through that hole anyway, so its only way out was through the front. So I knew that this cray didn't have anywhere else to go, so I just saw it at the right at the back, so just went for it and then pulled it out of the rock, and yeah, it was a pretty satisfactory moment, because the cray was definitely quite decent sized, as you can see. Yeah, so did some more searching. So I was going around checking all the rocks and places where the cray would like or likely to be, and I found this ledge where I thought the cray would be there, but I also wanted to check out some other places like nearing this area. So I marked the place, and then I went away, swam around, checked some rocks, and then I came back to the spot and where my gun was left, and I didn't really think there would be one, but right there I just saw this feelers sticking out, and figured that there were two decent packles crays there. So I went back and I managed to pull it out. So there are two of them in there, and then I grabbed the one on the right side, and because they were packies, I really wasn't really sure whether it would be big enough. So but I did bring my measure, and I've actually marked the measure to 216, and I've measured the tail, and this was just legal. And because I've never had packy in the past, I really wanted to try them at home, so I took this one, and then I went back to grab the second one, and it was a little bit of a tricky part of the rock. It was on the left hand side. It was actually facing against the wall from me, and I had to stick my hand in, try to pull this out. It was a bit of a mission, but I do manage to pull it out of this area right here, because the cray was still quite cornered into the rock, so it wasn't going anywhere. So I pulled it out, and then I measured it, but it was definitely a bit smaller than the one before, so I just let it go. So yeah, it just swam back to wherever it came from. So by this time I had enough crays, so I just decided to head back home, have some decent dinner. But yeah, this is just one last check to make sure there's no more crays where I anchored my kayak, because there were a few decent looking rocks. Wasn't there, so yeah, pulling my anchor, making sure it's not stuck so that I don't have to jump back in, trying to get my anchor unstuck. Alright guys, bit better than last time. Got a slightly better cray, two red crays and a packy. I caught another packy as well, but it was slightly on the side, so I took a bigger one. But yeah, better viz, good dive after work, totally worth it. I think I'm gonna have a pretty good dinner tonight, so yeah, pretty stoked. Yeah, see what happens over the weekend. Depending on the weather, I might go out for a fish. If not, then yeah, just stay home and chill out. Anyways, that's it. See you guys next time.